Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Bandvatitam Gaganasadisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Himadamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Welcome to all the viewers who are joining us from all over the world today for this very special Navaratri celebration. And I hope all of you enjoyed the beautiful Durga Puja and the live darshan of Supreme Concept of Hinduism. And now, as we are entering into the 8th day of Navaratri, let us all take a moment now to prepare ourselves to receive the darshan of Devi Parashakti manifesting to the Supreme Concept tonight in the evening during the evening Navaratri celebrations, the festivities. And as you are preparing yourself, you can take a moment now to go ahead and join as a member of Kailasa's HDH YouTube channel. So you can visit Kailasa's HDH channel and on YouTube, and you can go ahead and click the join button next to the subscribe button. And once you have clicked that, you will get an option of various levels of e-Kailashan. You can join us. You can choose whichever one you would like and join as a member. And once you have become a member, you will have access to various exclusive content as well as the opportunity to ask your questions during the live Parashakti Akashic reading, as well as Paramashiva Sai just wanted that. So now let us enter into this segment and understand who is Devi, how she is manifesting through the Supreme Consciousness. So today you will be learning about Navaratri, the celebration of the divine feminine consciousness, why the divine energy Devi Parashakti has incarnated again in the modern age, and about Devi Parashakti, the supreme concept of Hinduism, as the incarnation of Devi Parashakti, and how you need to prepare yourself to receive his faith inside of you.
And as the cosmic feminine consciousness, Parashakti liberates you, bestowing her supreme knowledge, and bestows her completion through the worship. And Devi Parashakti is worshipped by all the gods and goddesses of Kailasa, and in the Chandi Homa, all of Kailasa requests her divine presence to bestow upon you. And through her macrocosmic space, getting mirrored in the inner space. For this step, recommended that you do the exercises sincerely, and delayed gratification is the space that is the best to be the best receptor for darshan and her incarnation form.
Each of these segments are designed using the signs detailed in our ancestors in the Kamikatma and the Upanishads and the Brahma Sutras of how to invoke the deity energies into fire and incarnation. The ideologies you carry in the Manomaya, the mind sheath, and the Vijnanamaya kosha, the intellect, are too important for this experience. Thus, each segment is designed to work on each kosha. It's recommended that you attend the complete program for the best experience.
And now, with that, we will be getting into the next segment of this program where all of us will be seeing a live demonstration of these extraordinary Shaktis that Supreme Point of Hinduism has given to the world as a gift. So today, the Balasans, the Nithyananda Yogis, and the Supreme Point of Hinduism will be manifesting and demonstrating the powers of third eye and sharing with all the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation awakened in us through the Diksha, the initiation. And in darshan, all of us will be receiving the initiation into the third eye awakening and various other powers with the blessings and grace of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. And we will be manifesting the following powers of third eye, which is seeing with the eyes blindfolded, and various other powers such as body scanning, remote vision, and many more. And for those of you who might be wondering where the third eye is located and how it works, the third eye is a cosmic browsing center located between the brows, which upon initiation, one can effortlessly express powers and see through the third eye just as you would with your two eyes. So now let us understand more about what are Shaktis and how exactly they manifest.
In the Veda Agamas, the source scriptures and Hinduism, Paramashivoham reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest 463 extraordinary Shaktis, divine powers. Manifesting powers or Shaktis are described as a system, method, and science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to various states of consciousness. Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are divine, and that you need to manifest divine, not that you are a man and you need to reach the divine.
Now, many of you might have heard the term siddhis as a very common term used for any type of extraordinary manifestation. So let us look at the difference between Shaktis and siddhis. Shaktis expressed from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection with the divine and higher integrity with the Guru, and are a source of enlightenment, whereas siddhis are powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment and are on the path of enlightenment.
And the Shakti of Paramashivoham manifests through the ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after initiation from the avatar. Shaktis are permanent, however, siddhis are not permanent, and siddhis may divert from life.
And Paramashiva, who is the source of all these Shaktis, is the primordial divinity of Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. And as the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya, or the 5 cosmic acts of Shrishti, which is creation, Sthiti, which is sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, which is rejuvenation, Throbhava, which is pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, which is entities.
The supreme concept of Hinduism, Jagatguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the 1008th living incarnation and representative of Paramashiva and the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, the great cosmic borderless Hindu nation. Ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been the cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced sciences. It was where the science of enlightenment and powers, the Shaktis, were lived and taught as a lifestyle. For the first time in modern day, the supreme concept of Hinduism is reviving these yogic sciences and transmitting it to the world as a record-breaking, never accomplished before.
And all of this knowledge and these sciences of power manifestation, these Shaktis, are passed down from one generation to the next through the science of Diksha, initiation by enlightened gurus. And the supreme point of Hinduism, being recognized as an incarnation at a very young age, was trained and taught into these sciences to revive the initiations and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestation. From the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga and Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashivoham, and much more. And all of you can also see the Guru Parampara, all the various gurus and enlightened beings who have trained the supreme point of Hinduism ever since we were young. So you can see Mataji Vivekanandapuri, Pundi Swamigal, Isikal Swamigal, Annamalai Swamigal, Kanchi Paramacharya, Yogi Raj Yoganandapuri, Visari Swamigal, Sri Tirchi Mahaswami, Tirunai Swami, Thinnai Swami, Sri Sadhu Om, and many more. So now let us see how we can awaken these divine Shaktis in us. How can you manifest these Shaktis yourself? The supreme point of Hinduism beautifully says, every ultimate truth, jnana, is mapped into your consciousness, prajna, and manifests as a possibility and power of every being, prajnana. So now let us watch a small video on the power of initiation.
Diksha is the direct transfer of spiritual energy by an enlightened being through look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states, Sarvasamapi dikshanam muktihi phalamakhanditam avirodhat bhavantyeva prasangyastu bhuktayah. The main benefit of all initiations is moksha, enlightenment. As a side effect, health, wealth, leadership, and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Shiva says, Devi Diksha Vihinasya na siddhihi na cha sadgatihi tasmat sarva prayatnena Guruna Dikshito Bhavet. The one who is not initiated does not attain liberation nor a better future. So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru. What is the science of initiation? Newton has proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini, our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda.
Yes. So that was a wonderful on how the science of Diksha works. So now let us see how the science of power manifestation is authenticated the four aspects of evidences of Brahmanas, as said in Sanskrit. So the first is the Shastra Pramana, which are the eternal, unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. And then the next is the Apta Pramana, which are the experiences and results of Aptas or authorities of Hinduism, where the Vedic rishis and scientists have time tested and verified these sciences. The next is the Atma Pramana, which is an account from the life of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of the power manifestation. And then the next is the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Now, many of you might, of course, have heard about the Vedas and Agamas. You would have, you might know something about it. So now let us see what exactly the Vedas and Agamas are. So the Vedas are the ultimate superior authority for Hindus and are a pure science where the ultimate truths are explained. And the Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology and the applied sciences are expanded. And the Vedas and the Agamas, the Veda Agamas are given the status of Shruti as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. And a reference cited from these Shastras or source scriptures is called the Shastra Pramana. So now, let us all get ready to witness a very unique and very exciting demonstration of the powers of third eye. After we go through the pramanas for this power, so we'll be first seeing the power of third eye, which is seeing with the eyes blindfolded. So the Shastra Pramana for this power comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Kapalantarmanonyasya tishtanmilitalochanaha kramena manasodadyat lakshaye lakshyamuttamam. And the translation for this verse is, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind in inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Lakshyam by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source Paramashiva. And the next is the Apta Pramana, where Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye. And he initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye during the revelation of the Hindu Purana Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna can behold Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshan, the vision of his cosmic form. And Bhagavan Krishna beautifully says to Arjuna, Natu mam shakyase drashto manenaiva swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshuhu pashyame yogamaishwaram. So in this verse, Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore, I grant you divine third eye vision. Behold my cosmic opulence. So this comes from the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which contains the description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form. And the description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Krishna through his third eye. And the next is the Atma Pramana in Swami's own words. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, then direction,
Outside and outside
below me,
broke.
everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel and experience all of that as well. And the next is the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. And you can see that study measures and compare metabolic cell activities of the brain in the conscious and meditative states were measured of the swimming point of Hinduism using a positron emission tomography, a PET scan. And it was measured that when doing daily activities, there was high activity measured in the brain where the third eye is located. And when in deep samadhi state, only the third eye region is active and almost 90% of the rest of the brain is at peace. And the next is the Sakshi Pramana, where this rare and sacred science of third eye awakening is being made available to humanity for our ultimate enrichment and conscious evolution by the Supreme Point of Hinduism. And as a living incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Point of Hinduism embodies the most profound yogic states that surpass all the bounds of time, space, and matter. And he is gifting this pure and great science of third eye awakening along with many other spiritual sciences to the world through the initiation, the Diksha. And for all the millions of people around the world who have been initiated into these sciences have actually experienced and witnessed the profound results and extraordinary manifestation in their day-to-day life. So now let us witness the live Sakshi Pramana, the live demonstration of the powers of third eye, the Balasans. So here with me I have this eye band, which in front is a thick opaque plastic sheet, and in the back there is thick black sponge which will not allow any type of light to enter around the eyes. And all of you can see. So my eyes will be sitting into these two sockets over here, and even the bridge of the nose will be covered. And this eye band is actually certified by ophthalmologists and it's usually given to people who are suffering from insomnia so they can have better sleep. And now this eye band will be put on my eyes by a volunteer. And once it is done, any of you watching us live on YouTube, you can put your comments in the live YouTube comment section and I will be reading it through the third eye. So now all of you can see as the eye band is being put on my eyes by a volunteer. Yes, you can move a little to the right and center, to the right. Yes, now it's centered. So now I will be turning, all you can see that the eye band has been put, I will be turning to my right, left, up, and down. So all of you can see that the eye band has been put. And now the YouTube comment section will be projected in front of me. And once it is done, the YouTube comment section will be projected in front of me and we'll also be projecting it for all of you. So now any of you watching us live on YouTube and even on any other social media platform, you can post your comments in the YouTube comment section on Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel. And I will be reading it through the third eye. So you can post anything that you would like me to read. It can be a sequence of emojis, numbers, letters, words, sentences. It can be a sentence that does not make sense at all. And it can even be a different language or any scientific term that you think I may not be able to read. Yes, and as we get some comments, here with me I have this Guaranteed Solutions book, which is written by Swamiji, the Guaranteed Solutions for all of us, for humanity. So now, in front of all of you, I will be opening a random page from this book and reading the contents of that page. So now all of you can see as I open a random page. Stop the screen share. So now I'll be opening a random page in front of all of you. So I've opened the random page. And now I will be reading this page. So this page is page number 224 and 225. And on page number 324, it says, people who have had a near-death experience in some way, like a narrow escape from an accident or a cure from cancer or something like that, will be able to live more fearlessly because they will know that they have nothing to lose. They will also live their lives with greater clarity and with more intelligence. The first lesson you need to learn from all your education is that you should do the right thing at the right time and move on. Somehow, this is the last lesson that we learn thoroughly. After having gone through all the other lessons, we learn this lesson. Procrastination is something that you bring about yourself. But the rest of the fear society instills in you. Society makes you afraid of your own self, of others, and of God. It makes you afraid of yourself with simple things like morality, names and forms, prestige, and whatnot. In the name of morality, it makes you lose confidence in yourself. And that is why you are so unsure of yourself when it comes to morality. When you start following morality out of fear, there will be no chance for your inner intelligence to guide you. When people see me traveling with women, they ask me, Swamiji, how can you, being a spiritual lead, travel with women? Will people not talk about you? First of all, they are forgetting that they are talking to an enlightened master. If they are completely aware whom they are talking to, they will not even come up with the question. Anyhow, I have to answer them in their language, and so I tell them, I have faith in myself, and the women have faith in me. Why are you bothered? They are simply shocked when I say this. If our lives' morality is nothing but a poor substitute for lack of intelligence, when you act out of your own intelligence, you can be confident of yourself. But when you act out of rules and regulations, you can never be sure of yourself because you are not yourself to start with. You are not centered in yourself and you are centered in the rules. And there are two more paragraphs, and there's also a story at the end of the page. So all of you can see page number 324 and page number 324. Yes. And if any of you would like to comment anything, you can put your comments as well. So it can be anything that you would like me to read. You can post anything, a sequence of emojis, numbers, letters, words. And you can also, if you would like me to open a specific page from the Guaranteed Solutions book, you can even post that number. And we'll also be having the power of body scanning. So if you would like a body scan, you can also put in your comments. And we will be doing the body scan for you. The YouTube chat. And even in Kailasa's Nithyananda Sangha YouTube channel. Yes, so on Kailasa's Nithyananda Sangha YouTube channel, we have one comment from Helen Samson, who has put Nithyanandam with an exclamatory mark and paw emojis. So there are two paw marks, and then a namaskar emoji and a heart emoji. And yes, anyone else also who would like to put in your comments, you can put your comments. It can be anything that you would like me to read. A sequence of emojis, numbers, words, letters, sentences, shapes, anything. Yes. Now we have another comment from Aina the audience, who has put Fluffy Cat went for
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Ananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
Yes, Nithyananda, we apologize. So now let us get into the next power, the power of body scanning. So for those of you who might be joining us newly, you might be wondering what exactly the power of body scanning is. So the power of body scanning is the power of third eye that awakens the ability to scan the body for any physical illnesses, diseases, mentally diagnosed issues, for any type of issues, whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally. And the best part is that we can even provide a solution through the awakened third eye. So now let us see the Shastra Pramana, Atma Pramana, Atma Pramana, and Sakshi Pramana for these powers. So the Shastra Pramana for this power comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Swadehe jagato vapi सूक्ष्म सूक्ष्मतराणि च तत्त्वानि यानि निलयं ध्यात्वान्ते vyajyate para. And the translation for this is where Bhagavan Paramashiva says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitutive principles of your whole body, Swadeha, or of the whole universe, simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in their source cause, Paramashiva. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi Adi Shakti, is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. And the next is the Apta Pramana, which comes from the life of Siddha. So Teriyar was a Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agastya. And one day a man suffering from severe headache comes to Agastya for healing. And Agastya uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the headache. He reveals that there is a small Terai, a type of rock, sitting in the person's brain. And Agastya immediately instructs Teriyar, his disciple, to perform an open head surgery and remove the fur. And after the surgery is completed successfully, the person is healed and cured of the headache. And thus he gains the name Teraya. And the next is the Atma Pramana, which was revealed by the Supreme Pontiff Hinduism himself on the 22nd of December of 2019, of how he uses the power of body scanning. Paraphrasing his words. Only when I had a multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for surgery and therefore for medical checkups related to that. At that time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poisoning. Through body scanning, I found out what the problems, imbalances had happened, and where balances had to be done. I used allopathy as a second opinion to verify my findings. And here, all of you can see a few Sakshi Pramanas, the experiences and results of the external manifestation happening through the initiative disciple. Here you can see just a few sharings, but thousands of people around the world have experienced and manifested this power and various other powers as well. And even you will be able to these external Shaktis. So now let us see a live demonstration of this power. Body scan. So now any one of you who would like a body scan, you can put your comments in the YouTube comment section, and I will be doing a body scan for you. So you can put your comments in the live YouTube comment section. Yes, so we have a comment from Aina's Zaya who has asked, I want a body scan. How can I help to heal and regrow my teeth and also regrow and fix the enamel to be white and clean? What should I do to achieve that? Yes, I know I'll be scanning for you. Aina's Zaya, I'll be doing a scan for you. Yes, so Aina Sabotan Saya, what I was able to see for you was that you should start brushing with how they used to do, how it is revealed in the Kamikagma. You should start cleaning your teeth with a neem stick. But until, if right now you don't have a neem, if you don't have a neem tree nearby and you are not able to get neem, then till then, at least you should use pure charcoal powder. You should make sure that it is like there are no chemicals or anything added. It's just pure charcoal powder. Use that in the morning, and in the night you can brush your teeth with haritaki. Just little bit haritaki. You can brush your teeth with that in the morning until you get the neem sticks. You can use charcoal and brush, and that will help in cleaning the teeth, and also it will help in fixing the enamel. So this is what I was able to see for you, Aya. And Ma Stephanie Dietrich has asked, now can you scan my legs and tell me can it be healed? Yes, Ma, now I'll be doing a scan for you. Yes, we apologize once again for the technical glitch. So yes, Ma Stephanie Dietrich, what I was able to see for you, Ma, was that for your legs, actually I was able to see that it is something with the nerves. I was able to see that there's a problem with your nerves, and it is actually causing a lot of like it's causing pain in legs, and also you're feeling like a shooting pain. And also I was able to see that there's also a lot of dryness which is being, and wounds being created on your leg. That is actually because of I was able to see that there is something in the nerves of your leg. So I was able to see that the solution for it is actually not inside the nerves, but like around the nerves there is something like it is holding the nerves, and it is like uh, contracting, constraining the nerves. And what I was able to see as a solution for this was that you have to walk more, do more walking as much as possible, even if like you don't have to stress yourself, and you don't have to push yourself much, but how much ever possible, just start walking a little more and stretch your legs more. And also I was able to see that for a few days just make sure that hot, like your legs should not be put in hot water. I was able to see, and it should not be put in too cold water or too hot water. A normal, like room temperature lukewarm water is fine. So even like if you're taking a shower, you can take bath with lukewarm water with just warm water, and make sure that you don't put your legs in too hot water or too cold water. So this is what I was able to see for Yuma. And yes, so this is what I was able to see for you. And you can get back in the comment section if you were able to relate. And Ma Alice has also asked for a body scan. Yes, Ma, I'll be doing the body scan for you. Yes, so Ma Alice, what I was able to see for you, Ma, was to lose weight, you have to have a more healthier diet. Make sure that you have a more healthier diet and eat more fruits and vegetables than any other thing. You can have other things as well, but have more fruits and vegetables. And I was also able to see that you can whenever your body is ready or when you feel comfortable, you can also do the Nirahara Samyama. And that was what I was able to see for you to lose weight. And for you wanting to become more beautiful, I was able to see that you have to do deep completion, intense completion. And when you do that completion and remove all the toxins sitting inside you, all the incompletions sitting inside you, when that is removed and completed, and when you feel that inside, when you are satisfied with your being inside, and even when you have powerful cognitions and when you are when you feel more complete and light inside, that same thing will reflect outside, and you will automatically feel yourself to be more beautiful, and actually physically also you will become more beautiful. So this is what I was able to see for you. So you can get back in the comment section if you were able to. And Ma Jenkwa, yes, once again, I apologize for the technical glitch. So now, the Ma Jenkwa, what I was able to see for you, Ma, was the solution to come out of the tiredness and the fatigue. I was able to see that whenever, before you go to bed and whenever you wake up in the morning, as even if you sleep at other times today, even then, before you sleep and after you wake up, just chant the Mahavakya a few times. Remember Swami your third and chant the Mahavakya a few times. And you will see that a few minutes or few hours of rest will actually, that power of Mahavakya will take you into that deep sleep and will make your body, it will give enough rest for your body. And when you wake up, you will actually see the difference. You will be able to see the difference in a few days of how when you wake up and when you're awake, you will be more active. So this is what I was able to see for you, Jennifer. And yes, I see another comment from Aina about Zaya. Yes, Zaya. Now, in the interest of time, we'll be moving to the next segments, and for everyone else also who would like body scan. Every day at 2 a.m. IST and 4 p.m. IST, we will again be having these power manifestation segments and many more segments where we will be learning about Devi Parashakti. So you can come again every day and you can request for body scan and we will surely do one for you. And yes, Master FM leaders have gotten back saying thank you, Ma. Yes, Ma. Thank you, Ma, for getting back. And Ma Alice has gotten back saying thank you for the scan. I have had a scan by you before and I always feel so untouched afterwards. Thank you. I do have to complete a lot myself and there are times I don't like myself at all. Yes, Ma. Okay, so now with that, we will now be moving to the next segments of this program where all of us will be learning we will be learning more about Devi Parashakti. But before that, we will be learning about the world today and the way forward of and how Devi Parashakti has come down to guide all of us. So let us now see the world today and the way forward. So per day, an additional 0.002% of the population is getting infected by COVID-19. And the total confirmed cases of COVID-19 is 233 million. And that is about 3% of the world as of 5:54 CEST on the 1st of October 2021, including 7 billion confirmed deaths. And Healthline.com states that new COVID-19 cases have risen to more than 150,000 per day in the United States. And an average population increase per day is 174,000 per day, almost 175,000 per day. So the rate of those getting infected is almost an average rate of population growth.
The total confirmed COVID-19 cases is 3% of the population, and it's still at all times. Vaccination is not a known solution or available at any timeline for the world. The average death per day is increased to 126.5 thousand. That's 0.562% of the world. The average death per year is 44.4 million and still growing each year. If we say just for our understanding that the population growth per year and death rate are moving at the same rate, we are looking at human civilization declining in just the next 30 generations, the next 170 years.
And a need of a global solution that works across all national policies is needed. And
countries across the globe in every continent are being we need a global solution that works. We need a global solution that works across all national policies because nearly every country in the world is under threat and And it is not just natural disaster. It is not just the COVID pandemic. So much of suffering. We've seen so many natural disasters over the last year. There's fires, floods, storms, or even uh, uh, the
And immediate precautionary methods are needed. And a few immediate precautionary methods that you can take is to protecting yourself by being in quarantine and follow the local government's guidance and guidelines and regulations. But even if this happens, the effect on our survival needs like food, clothes, and shelter, especially for the less privileged whom we call poor, for whom resources are not immediately available, is unknown. And now let us see what is the cause, what is the karma that caused COVID-19. So in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, 4th Adhyaya, 4th Brahmanam, 5th mantra, it defines karma in a verse and it says, Yata kari yata chari tata bhavati sadhu kari sadhu bhavati papa kari papi bhavati punya punyena karmana bhavati papa papena. And the translation of this verse is as it does, it enacts. So it becomes by doing good, it becomes good, and by doing evil, it becomes evil. It becomes virtuous to good acts and vicious to evil acts. And our greed to make life comfortable and luxurious is also part of the karma. So 83% of the wild mammals have become extinct, stopping the idea that the whole planet Earth belongs to only human race. And we forgot that we share the world with others. So let us set a trend of moving to a nature-based lifestyle and let us stop torturing and killing animals and let's drop the idea that planet Earth is exclusively for us. So let us stop the karma. And so when you kill animals, when you keep the livestock and kill animals, not only you disturb the environment, but you disturb the ecosystem by releasing so much pain and suffering as well.
So what is the permanent solution for this pandemic? After the purpose of the world, the primal principle, the primary principle of the universe is let us all exist and celebrate our life. Non-violence is the ultimate natural law of life.
So let us stop that and stop all the actions from anger, lust, greed, pride, jealousy, and delusion. And let us live the lifestyle of aparikaya, lifestyle of non-stealing, living with minimal things and non-violence. And every crisis that humanity has faced, Hinduism has found solutions. Hinduism is a religion which has seen at least 5 complete wiping out of the planet and the wiping out of the civilization. And we have the knowledge, we have recorded and documented every time when the civilization was wiped out and how it was rebuilt.
So let's look at some of the examples in our history when the human civilization was completely declined and when the incarnation incarnated in order to save humanity. Bhagavan Vishnu incarnated to bring the Vedas and the Agamas from dark ages during the manifestation of the universe in the form of the fish, Matyavatara, and landed on planet Earth to give it to Lord Brahma. After the great deluge, Bhagavan Vishnu brought Manu's boat and the Veda Agama as a whole thing and restarted the civilization. That is why the kingdom, the earliest kingdom, has a fish as its emblem. Baragal is the place where the boat was brought to the land by the Matsya. From there, the whole Pandya civilization started. And during Ravana's reign, she incarnated, saved the 54 Deshas from the evil reign of King Ram. And this is detailed in Ramayana. And Duryodhana almost led the world to their collapse with Bhagavan Shri Krishna to end this apocalypse. The Mahabharata, Bhagavan himself protected the city of Varanasi and declared, promised, I will hold people, protect them, even during the Pralaya, even when the whole world was destroyed during the Great Deluge. I will hold these people in the midst of my Shula.
And in the Upanishads, the rishis celebrate the happening of the incarnations who come down to liberate people from crisis. And in the Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 3, Riguvali, section 10, the rishis sing and dance in the ecstasy of enlightenment and kundalini. And they sing, ha ha ahamannam 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 ahamannado ahamannado ahamannadaha.
The ultimate consciousness happening again and again and again as Acharya, as Guru, and as incarnation. Reaching out to liberate individual souls from bondage. Knowledge is Acharya. Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls to liberate from bondages through initiation is through Shaktipada, and Shaktipada is Guru. And Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls, intervening in the karma, altering it, reducing it, and deleting it, completing it, and changing the happenings of the past, present, and future is Leela, and the manifestations who do these that are incarnation.
And in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna also promises, Yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam dharmasya tadatmanam shajam. So whenever there's a decline in individual consciousness, the collective unconsciousness increases to establish the righteousness of the eternal consciousness, the signs of eternal bliss. Dharma samstapanartaya. I myself appear millennium after millennium. Sambhavami yuge yuge. So this is what Bhagavan Krishna promises in the Bhagavad Gita. So now with that, let us now learn more about the form of Devi Durga, the form of Devi Parashakti that all of us are celebrating today on the seventh day of Navaratri. So today On the seventh day of Navaratri, we are celebrating the form of Devi Durga. So, in the 11th chapter, verse 24, yes, we are actually today on the 8th day of Navratri. We are celebrating the form of Devi Saraswati. So let us now learn more about Devi Saraswati, the form of Devi Parashakti that we are celebrating today on the 8th day of Navaratri. So in the Devi Mahatmyam, chapter 11, verse 6, beautifully there's a verse that speaks about Devi Saraswati's glory. And it says, Vidya samastas tava Devi vedaha striya samasta sakala jagatsu tvai kaya purita mam baitat stavya para proktihi. And the translation is, all yours are your aspects, O Devi. So are all women in the world, endowed with various attributes. By you alone, the mother, this world is filled. What praise can there be for you, who is the nature of primary and secondary expression regarding objects worthy of praise?
Self-drive is the source of the knowledge of a human being has, means that is Saraswati. Knowledge is not the number of books you've read. Knowledge is not the number of concepts you know. Knowledge is the amount of self-drive that you have.
And giving the right context to the self drive is only the job of Saraswati knowledge.
When there is a right context, self-drive never gets dried up. If it gets dried up, it is from the wrong context. It is a lower level pleasure. It is not self-drive.
And all the knowledge, the reason for all the knowledge, reasons for all the books, reason of all the knowledge transmission mechanism is to give you the right context for yourself, to give the right context for yourself. Right?
Your self-drive is the greatest wealth you can have, which will never be lost, which will come with you for birth after birth after birth.
Devi Saraswati's glory is also mentioned in another verse, and it says, Ya kundendu tusharahara dhavala, Ya shubravasta vrita, Ya veena varadanda manditakara, Ya shweta padmasana, Ya brahmachyuta shankara pravritihi, Devam sada pujita, Samam patu sarvavati bhagavati, Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesha Jadyapaha. And the meaning for this verse is salutations to Devi Saraswati, who is pure white like jasmine, with the coolness of moon, the brightness of snow, and shine like the garland of pearls, and who's covered with the pure white garments, whose hands are adorned with veena, a string musical instrument, and the boon giving staff, and who is seated on pure white lotus, who is always adored by Lord Brahma, Lord Achyuta, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shankar and other devas. O Goddess Saraswati, please protect me and remove my ignorance completely. So let us now see the story from the Devi Mahatmya, Devi's Leela from the Devi Mahatmya. So finally, only two demons remain, the brothers Shumba and Nishumba. They are almost inseparable. And the Chandi called Nishumba, the younger brother, who is dearer to Shumba than life itself. Shumba represents the ego, and Nishumba is the sense of attachment, the tag along sibling, then that accompanies him everywhere. Earlier, we spoke about the ego as a sense of separate self-will.
What we call ego is a limiting function of consciousness that in Sanskrit is called ahankara, literally the I maker. It is both a process of consciousness and the product of that process, all along with the sense of its own individuality. This I making principle has the power of self-appropriation that claims things as its own.
So here is where Nishumba comes in. The attachment he represents is called mamatva, literally minus. In a sense, it is the glue that holds our identity together. We consciously attach our senses of self to things that are not self. We identify with our bodily characteristics such as sex, size, shape, and color.
We define ourselves by our likes and dislikes, by the people in our lives and our relationship with them, by our profession, leisure activities, religious or political affiliations, and countless other factors that combine in ways to make each one of us unique. We use our life's experiences, what we do and what happens to us, to shape and reshape our identity. And so our sense of self is constantly shifting.
And we go through life acquiring
We go through life.
our burden of personal identity is heavier. The more we are drained in by our defining attributes, the more we lose sight of our larger senses of self. Yes. So in the end, they are no more than worthless tokens of our separation from the infinite self. But how we hold on to them when the Divine Mother finally slays Nishimba, we get a graphic image of the ferocity of the struggles. Just when she has the Raman cornered, she sprouts 10,000 arms and 10,000 grasping hands. The picture of the ugly desperation illustrates just how desperate we are not to let go.
This is a representation of like how we function in our day-to-day lives. This century, most of us are running around to receive certificates from everyone. That's how we recognize who we are. The certificates decide our happiness or sorrows. Going beyond these certificates only shall we find our eternal bliss.
So most of the decisions that we make every moment, we make unconsciously. We make thousands of decisions unconsciously in a day. Whether it is thinking or talking or doing, it is done unconsciously without awareness.
We can stop the slide share for a moment. We can pause the slide share.
Yes, we apologize for the technical glitch. So as we saw how we take unconscious decisions throughout the day in whatever we think and do. So that is the reason we are not able to connect the cause and the effect of many of the things that happen in our lives. And we always think we have been dished out unfair results. We are blissfully unaware that it was we who caused the effects. We made it happen by the way of unconscious living and ended up in incurring more karma. And there is a way to again and again remind ourselves not to collect karma and to live without the influence of the earlier incurred karmas. The first step is to have a clear understanding that karma is powerless in the presence of an avatar.
Somewhere this karma chakra needs to be broken, and you need to give a new energy, inspiration, understanding, and possibility. If you are always stuck with this action result cycle, you will never ever be given a chance to taste the possibility. Possibility, the taste of possibility can be given to you only when divine intervention happens. Mahadeva intervenes in your life in the form of Guru. He assumes the form of Guru just to liberate people from the Karma Chakra, give inspiration, joy, bliss, and cause miracles and enlightenment.
And initiation means ideas or knowledge or clicks that bring you out of these depressive thoughts and bring you out of the influence of your karma. So now let us see the happening of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. A small introduction of who the Supreme Point of Hinduism is. The one who is manifesting as the Nijavatar of Devi Parashakti.
Kailas of this Shamala a rare and sacred lineage of pontiffs, has been systematically carried over in an unbroken progression from the chosen series of Lord Paramashiva and Saint Parashakti, the Guru Mahasannidhanam, the pontiffs of Kailasa and the Chamnavi, are the direct representatives of the cosmos.
And on the 27th of April 2012, Srila Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paramacharya Swami was formally appointed as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Kailasa and Shyamala Pita Sarvangapitam, and as the lawful successor, descendant and inheritor invested with all the powers, duties, and obligations to perform the rituals, spiritual and religious and customary rites vested in the Kailasa and and has been reviving its spiritual, religious, and linguistic epicenters to its original glory. So now, let us watch a small video on the history of the Madurai Adinam, the Kailasa and the Shyamala Pita Sarvangapitam.
The ancient temple town of Madurai in southern India boasts of a 2,500-year-old history of spirituality. Historians trace Madurai's existence back to the 3rd century BC, making it one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities of the world. Legend says that Madurai was established by the cosmic mother herself, who incarnated as Princess Meenakshi, daughter of the pious king Malayadwaja Pandian. An able queen and a fearless warrior, Meenakshi expanded her empire right up to Kailash in current China. But when she came face to face with the Lord of Kailash, Shiva himself, she recognized him as her eternal consort and dropped her arms to become Shiva's union for life.
Along with Shiva, also known as Sundareshwara or the Beautiful Lord, Meenakshi reigned over her kingdom for a glorious 166 years.
In course of time, with the rise of Jainism as a religious force, Madurai too fell to its powerful influence, and Shaivism all but vanished from the sacred kingdom where Shiva himself had once walked the earth. The renaissance of Shaivism in Madurai was the sacred task of a child incarnation, Tirunjana Sambandar, one of the 4 visionary saints of Shaiva Siddhanta tradition. The story goes that as a baby, Tirunjana Sambandar was once nourished by the milk of enlightenment from the cosmic mother herself. This child prodigy arrived in Madurai to effortlessly defeat the learned Jain monks with his wisdom, healing powers, and spiritual prowess, and restored Madurai to her beloved religion, Shaivism, by reviving the ancient Madurai Adinam and the Meenakshi temple, which had fallen to desolate ruin. Madurai Adinam is today the world's oldest living Hindu organization, with a recorded history alone spanning a glorious 1,500 years and an unbroken lineage of illustrious pontiffs to this very day. Over the centuries, Madurai Adinam has been patronized by the likes of Tipu Sultan, Robert Nobili, and the poet Saint Vallalar. The pontiff of the Madurai Adinam is known by the title Guru Mahasannidhanam, the responsibility of carrying forward the tradition of Tirunjana Sambandar's sacred work.
On 27th April 2012, a new era began in the history of Madurai Adinam. The 292nd Pontiff, Srila Sri Arunagirinatha Jnana Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swamigal, guided by intuition and inducement by Lord Shiva, coronated a charismatic young saint, as the 293rd pontiff of the Madurai Adinam.
An accomplished yogi, a pragmatic social visionary, and an adept in mystical sciences. His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda is revered as a divine incarnation by millions worldwide. Within weeks of his ascent to the sacred throne, he brought about sweeping changes to the Adinam, including the renovation of the ancient monastery, Annadan, free food for thousands every day, free medical camps, yoga classes, scriptural study, spiritual healing, and meditation programs. The traditional Adinam now has a website, and thousands participate in the morning worship and spiritual talks via live streaming and two-way video conferencing. Vast properties belonging to the Adinam are being reclaimed from illegal encroachment. Its numerous temples are being restored to sanctity, and the neighboring villages are being adopted, with basic amenities, education, and medical care being provided for all. His Holiness dreams of an authentic Vedic Renaissance, for which India has already waited too long.
Here, I take the commitment of making Madurai Adinam as an international religious organization. We will fulfill all the responsibilities of Madurai Adinam, make Hindu tradition, Saiva tradition alive, revived, lived, celebrated all over the world.
With a brand new pontiff at its helm, Madurai Adinam promises to be more than just another traditional monastery, as a whole generation turns to spirituality for answers. The changes at Madurai Adinam mirror the changing role of spiritual organizations today as power centers and guiding forces, forging the enlightened government of the new world.
Paramashivoham is the predecessor to the Supreme Pontiff of Buddhism in the esteemed Guru-based tradition of the kingdom of the Kailas and the Vadashanta Shamana kingdom, the Madurai Adinam, in 2012, and to the 292nd Guru Mahasanidhanam as the divine vision of Bhagavan Shiva and Devi Meenakshi, who both instructed him to coordinate the avatar as successor to 293rd Guru Mahasanidhanam. In this video, you will see the historic record of Madurai Adinam introducing the successor of Supreme Pontiff of Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, Bhagavan Shiva. You can watch this video online on YouTube, your own convenience.
And here you can all see pictures of the Supreme Court Hinduism being coronated as the 293rd Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasana of the Shyamala Pita Sarvanipita.
As the coronated 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Kailasana of the Shyamala Pita Sarvanipita, the oldest Hindu public state, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been reviving all of the temples, monasteries, and programs under this, like reviving it to back as when Bhagavan, Sundareshwara, Devi Meenakshi.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism has also been declared as the successor of the Arunachala Savanipita by his Guru Parampara at the age of 16 on the 24th of May, 1994.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism founded the International Nithyananda Paramashivam to revive Kailasa International at the age of 21 May 1999.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism founded the Adi Kailasa Sarvanipita at the age of 24 on the 4th of November 2002.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been declared as the successor of the Bhagyanagara Shivpura Sarvanipita at the age of 26 January of 2004.
And Supreme Court of Hinduism has been coronated as the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamsha Srangi Samrajyam of the Suryavamsha lineage at the age of 26 on the 31st of December 2004.
Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the reviver of the Adi Pallava Sarvanipita at the age of 29.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism has been coronated as the successor of the Kashi Sarvanipita at the age of 30 in 2008.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism was officially stated as the constellation of the archetype of Mahanirvana, the Supreme Spirit head of the largest monastic order, and the youngest Mohammedan at the age of 13.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism at the age of 35 in 2013 was declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of Tattalakada, the oldest monastic order in Hinduism, by the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar Sukadevanandaji, the then incumbent spiritual leader.
And at the age of 36, the Supreme Concept was coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tanjavur Adi.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism has also been coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Thiruvarur Adinam at the age of 36 in 2014.
And at the age of 36, the aspiration was coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Vedantayam Adi.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism has also been coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharmamukti Swargapuram Adinam at the age of 37 in 2015.
At the age of 37, this was coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Adi Pita Kolalava. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been elected as the Supreme Concept of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu pontiffs or leaders At the age of 36, you can see the photos of various Hindu leaders and monk heads coronating the Supreme Consciousness, recognized as Avatar, the 2008 incarnation of Paramashivoham.
And Supreme Court Hinduism is revered as the most prolific, most viewed guru in the digital world, and is read and watched by 1 billion plus followers of Hinduism around the world.
And Paramashivoham has created the world's greatest digital Hindu teacher with over 1 billion views. And you can connect with the various platforms on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism has worked for 26 years relentlessly and has contributed humanitarian services and initiatives throughout these years. And these initiatives include free vegetarian food banks, medical services, natural disaster reliefs, women empowerment initiatives, conflict resolution and peace initiatives, and also sustainable Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies.
And Supreme Consciousness authored 100 books, 1,000 articles in 3 languages, including English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which have been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. Here you can see some of the books in English, French, Tamil, and Spanish, which are freely available online for anyone to download and read to be enriched by the teachings of the Supreme.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism has over 20 million copies of books and articles, which are read and downloaded, read and downloaded by millions around the world.
And the Supreme Council of Hinduism established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million manuscripts, and over 20 million digital books, and has contributed over 10,000 hours of discourses which are freely available online on YouTube for anyone to enjoy, and has over 1 billion views on social media.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism has been is respected as a commentator of all sacred scriptures such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Brahma Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gitas, Jain Sutras, and much more.
And the Supreme Council of Hinduism is honored as a leader of the most awarded internationally recognized leader. And most recently, the Supreme Council of Hinduism has been by the California State Senate, and Kailasa has been recognized as sovereign state of Kailasa, and he has earned recognition by the California State Senate. They declared January 3rd as Nithyananda Day to recognize the immense contribution the Supreme Consciousness has contributed to humanity over the last 27 years.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism has also been acclaimed as one of the top 100 spiritually influential living personalities by Watkins Mind Body Spirit magazine.
And the Supreme Council of Hinduism is the reviver of the Sovereign Order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Council of Hinduism and the Nithyananda Order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora all over the world who are working for global peace and to give the superconscious breakthrough to humanity.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism is the establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries.
Supreme Council of Hinduism is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailas and 19 ecosystems. Founder
And
of 100 certificates.
And Various heads of various akadas and maths have spoken about the supreme point of Hinduism. And the late Mahant Narendra Giriji Maharaj, the president of the largest apex body of Hinduism, Akhila Bharatiya Akada Parashakti, the group of 13 akadas and over 2 crore sadhus, monks in India, welcomes the supreme point of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidanam, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as one day the supreme point of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidanam, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, Swamiji, is going to be called the Vishwa Guru, the Guru of the whole world. And he is going to be the spiritual guide for the world, and peace will spread in the whole world. People are not yet aware of the energy of Swamiji in reality. Swamiji is the Swarupa form of Bhagavan, God, and we are offering our prayers not just to a Guru, but to an embodiment of Bhagavan. I am sure that Swamiji must have done intense penance, tapas, in his childhood and merged into God, as a result of which he is expressing this divine power of God. And another head of a very old, very ancient mata in Karnataka, the head of this mata, Sri Shantvi Mahaswami, who is the head of the Kolda mata, the oldest recorded mata in Karnataka, dating back to more than 6,500 years, declares with his authority, whenever humanity falls into suffering and pain, Ishwar the divine himself does austerities, tapas, for their upliftment. Ishwar is the embodiment of the divine light. Nithyananda Ji Maharaj is seated as the embodied divine light, spreading world peace and serving the whole of humanity from India. Nithyananda Ji is a treasure house of jnana, sacred knowledge. And now with that, we have seen a introduction of who the supreme point of Hinduism is. And now let us see how the supreme point of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has happened as the Guru. So in this next segment, all of you will be learning how, as the happening of the Guru.
Yes, Nithyanandam. So now Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam is happening as a guru in all of our lives. As Paramashiva gave this science to Devi, and Devi brought this to planet Earth in Kanchipuram, the strands of DNA, the components of DNA is kept together through sound. So what kind of a sound is used to bind your consciousness and DNA strands together? That decides what kind of powers you're going to manifest and what kind of life you're going to have in your body. Listen carefully. The DNA strands and your consciousness is kept together through sound. The different DNA strands kept together through water. DNA strands and consciousness is kept together through sound, and that kind of the sounds you use regularly inside and that kind of the sound you store inside matters, because through that sound your consciousness connects with the DNA and sends instruction, and DNA manifests your life. There are 4 situations in your life where consciousness is directly influencing your DNA. When you're hungry, when you're angry, when you're lusty, and when you're about to fall sleepy, too tired, just want to get lost and withdraw. These 4 situations, your consciousness directly influences the DNA. The door between the consciousness and DNA is open. During these 4 situations, you can detox, remove all the unconscious ideas, words stored inside you. Together. I apologize for the technical glitch. Yes, the good news is you can replace the old sounds through which your consciousness and DNA strands are tied together, connected together. Whenever you feel hungry, angry, lusty, sleepy, intensely reverberate your whole being with Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, with the decision, let my being, let my consciousness manifest itself through my DNA using this Mahavakya as connection point. Anyone who decides to use Mahavakya to connect your consciousness and DNA will have the ultimate superconscious mutation. You will manifest health, you will manifest wealth, you will manifest beautiful relationships, you will manifest blissful life, you will manifest knowledge, you will manifest Paramashiva Jnana, the ultimate powerful cognitions, and Paramashiva Vijnana, the ultimate applied science of Paramashiva and all the powers. When you're hungry, see how the consciousness is reacting over the DNA. When you're angry, see how the consciousness is reacting over your DNA. When you're lusty, see how the consciousness is reacting over your DNA. And when you're sleepy, see how the consciousness is reacting over your DNA. Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even if you practice very little, huge problems will be destroyed. And this is the science given by Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself from the Bhagavad Gita. Nithyananda. Yes, we apologize for the technical glitch. We'll now be watching a video where Swamiji has given us the science of making the conscious manifestation and how that is the true freedom. The conscious manifestation is the true freedom. So let us watch this video where Swamiji has spoken about
possibilities are from your consciousness. Your consciousness